India votes on the 7th of May in the third phase of the Lok Sabha elections. 92 seats across 11 states and union territories are at stake in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Karnataka. And joining me to discuss this, the 5 big questions from this third phase of the elections are Nikhil Jain, Banuchandar Nagarajan and my colleagues Ajith Vijay Kumar and Kiran Tare. Gentlemen, welcome to the News9 Plus Show. We are asking the 5 big questions. And question number 1, okay, it's like a quiz, Ajith. Can the BJP retain seats in Karnataka after the Gowda scandal? I want to start by asking you, Ajith, what's your take on this? What impact is this likely to have? The sex tape allegations against one of the key members of the Gowda family, what impact would it have on the BJP's 14 seats?
I think the BJP's prospects in these 14 seats are not directly linked to what happened in terms of the Gowda scandal.
Right. Could there be a fallout, a spillover
effect? More importantly, I think it will be dependent on how the Lingayats Mats,
right.
how do they decide on whether to back BJP this time, because they clearly were with the Congress
right.
During the assembly elections. I think that will be more of an important case and issue there,
right.
because in the north, if we were to talk of the Gowda issue, then
yes.
we'll also have to talk about the Neha Hiremat
case.
Correct.
Yes.
So in terms of a pure play Lingayat issue,
right.
Neha would be more important, and Gowda case, they can always pass it on as something that has happened with one of their allies.
Right.
So I think BJP has a fair chance to kind of retain those 14 seats,
right.
depending on whether the Mats this time at least come back to the BJP fold and support them.
Right. Okay. So the Lingayat Mats are going to be really important, as
Correct.
Ajith mentioned. Nikhil, what's your take on this? How would the BJP fight this? How critical are the seats that are going into the polls tomorrow? We are aware of the fact that the BJP controls all 14 seats right now. It's very critical for them. But this impact of the Prajwal Revana scandal, could there be an impact on the BJP's electoral prospects in North Karnataka?
Obviously, I think there is going to be a strong impact of this scandal, and the simple reason for that is that the allegations are very scathing. It is not something made by a politician on a stage with a bunch of
right.
papers in his hands. It
right.
is something where you have 2,900 videos. A lot of them are unfortunately available in the public domain, where the accused, the grandson of H.D. Devegowda, can be seen sexually assaulting these women. It's not just somebody's sex tape leaking. It is sexual
right.
assault and rape videotaped by a person of over 2,800 women over the course of many, many years. And what becomes problematic for the BJP, I think, is the fact that there has been no strong condemnation by the BJP against such
right.
an incident. Any other party would have perhaps severed its ties with the JDS. I understand that the BJP is looking for the Vokaliga vote from the JDS and their
yes.
strength in the old Mysuru region, but that is not that I think it overall dents the BJP's credibility as a party that likes to position itself as something as a force against crime against women. And
right.
I feel the impact of this will extend beyond Karnataka into the national fray as well.
Right. Banuchandar, your take on this. Will the BJP be able to insulate its seats, its 14 seats that are going to the polls tomorrow, from the Prajwal Revana scandal?
The parts of Karnataka that is going to polls, which is coastal Karnataka and what is called as Bombay Karnataka and Hyderabad Karnataka, they have
right.
different political dynamics.
Right.
Coastal Karnataka has always been BJP's bastion. And they usually win from there. In Bombay, Karnataka, which is
yes.
Bijapur, Belgaum and all that, will have, what the previous speaker was saying, impact of Neha Hiremat issue will be the one that is going to
right.
hold people's attention. But the question is, how will Hyderabad, Karnataka vote? That is
right.
where I think the game is. That's where the Congress president Mallikarjun Kharge comes from, in Kalaburgi. So we have to see how things play out there. But in Prajwal Revana's case, I think will not have much impact on that. In fact, Revana has been arrested, so people are sure.
Right.
I mean, the government has shown some initiative in tackling those.
Right, absolutely. So panelists here seem to agree on the fact that the Prajwal Revana scandal, as egregious as it is, it might not have the kind of impact on the 14 seats that are going into the elections tomorrow. But moving on to question number 2, a little north to Maharashtra. Who will win the battle for the real NCP? And I want to bring in my colleague Kiran Tare who's been traveling through Maharashtra, covering this election, and most importantly, he's been to Baramati very recently. He's spoken to the two key contenders in this Pawar versus Pawar battle. Kiran, fill us in on what the situation on the ground is right now. Which of the Pawar factions is stronger, is likely to emerge out of this? Will it be the Ajith Pawar faction? Will it be the Sharad Pawar faction? It's Pawar versus Pawar in Baramati. What's at stake for the most important political family in Maharashtra?
Yes, of course, it is the Pawar versus Pawar battle, but I will call it as a mother of all battles, because it is not only about the legacy of NCP, but
Right.
it depends upon the political fortunes of Supriya Sule and Sharad Pawar as well.
Yes.
And very interestingly, this fight is very close. It's very tight fight, and everybody is guessing what's happening in Baramati on the
Right.
ground. But my information is that it's going to be in the last phase from today and tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow
Yes.
is the voting. It will be going on an emotional vote.
Right.
Because Sharad Pawar has fallen sick. And
Yes.
his supporters have started spreading information that Pawar needs you at this critical juncture. Pawar
Right.
needs you. His vote needs you.
Yes.
So this kind of emotional appeal is going to be there.
Right.
On the other hand, Ajith Pawar has been aggressively campaigning against Sharad Pawar's monopoly in the region.
Yes. Right.
Ajith Pawar has been controlling all the district banks, cooperative societies,
Yes.
all the small societies, and particularly the Jilla Parishad, Panchayat Samiti. Everything is controlled by Ajith Pawar there.
Right.
Ajith Pawar is trying to send out a message that it is me who always helped Supriya Sule to win this election.
Yes.
So Supriya Sule's election is not because of her merit, but it was
Right.
because of the ground network of Ajith Pawar
Yes.
and his supporters. So this fight is going to be very interesting, and I'm getting very good feelers that the voting percentage in Baramati will be higher
Right.
this time. Sharad Pawar himself has switched from Mumbai to Baramati as a voter.
Right.
He used to vote in Mumbai, but
Very
now
interesting fact,
he will
yes.
vote in Baramati this time
Right.
to support his daughter.
Right.
And very interestingly again, Sharad Pawar's wife, Pratibha Pawar, who was never in public domain,
Yes.
she was not in a public life, but Pratibha Pawar and Supriya Sule's daughter, Revati, they are also going door to door campaigning for Supriya Sule. This is happening for the first time, so we can gauge the mood of
Yes,
the
the
voters
intensity
and
of this
gauge
fight, Ajit,
how
and as Kiran mentioned, that the Pawars are going all out. Both sides of the family, both Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar seem to be, pushing all their family members into this. It's a fight that we've never seen before, and as Kiran mentioned, it's very close to what he said. The mother of all battles is being fought in Maharashtra. Nikhil, what's your take on this? The mother of all battles, as Kiran Tare put it, Pawar versus Pawar, Ajit Pawar versus Sharad Pawar, the proxy war that's being fought by their daughter and wife in Baramati. It's possibly the closest, most closely watched contest in the third phase tomorrow.
Sandeep, so personally, I feel that for any political party in an election, there are two things: the political workers and the voters. Like,
Right.
what do the voters feel, and how effective are the political workers of that party are in mobilizing those voters? Secondly, when you talk about political workers and political leaders on the ground, I think there are two types of people. One are those who are the opportunists, who would
Yes.
like to stay in power all the time, regardless of the party, and two are
Right.
the people who are genuinely committed to the leadership or to the ideology of the
Right.
party. I feel what has recently happened with this NCP split is that a lot of those opportunists have now
Yes.
banded together with Ajith Pawar since he's the one in power, but those
Right.
who were strongly ideologically committed or to the leadership of
Right.
Sharad Pawar
Right.
remain staunch in the Sharad Pawar faction. So I feel so far as the political maneuvering using the electoral machinery is concerned,
Yes.
the Ajith Pawar faction would have the edge, but the voters, the support
Right.
that they have, that is primarily in the name of Sharad Pawar. That is the
Yes.
reason that in the beginning, even Ajith Pawar's rallies were using the face of Sharad Pawar despite splitting from.
That's right.
So I feel it is a
Yes.
battle between whether the voters' inherent support for Sharad Pawar is greater
Right.
or the political, mobilization of the Ajith Pawar faction is greater. Personally, I think it's going to be a win for the Sharad Pawar faction.
A win for the Sharad Pawar faction. Banuchandar, it's as Kiran was mentioning, there's a lot of emotion in this, and the fact that Sharad Pawar has very quietly distanced himself from the public eye. You remember the last election, that there was that visual of him standing in the rain and speaking to the people. I mean, that was, I think, one of the most defining moments of that election. Is Sharad Pawar, man who was at that moment close to 80. He's been through severe health issues, refusing to throw in the towel, and this seems to be the case in 2024 as well. Which side do you think is going to prevail? as Nikhil said, there's one side which has the loyalists and the other side are the so-called opportunists.
What is at play is the how the supporters of the split NDA, the split NCP and the split Shiv Sena vote. Okay, so that, I mean, this is going to be the acid test. In terms of Marathwada, where Varanasi falls, it is going to be the Pawar versus Pawar.
Yes.
And in Konkan, which is usually a Sena bastion, the Konkani immigrants usually go to Bombay, and you know the Shiv Sena has cultivated them and so on. So how they are split between the NDA and the NDA is something that we need to see. Also, Kolhapur is also there, that the Maharaja has thrown in his hat for the India Alliance. So there are like all these big names in play there. But I think Maharashtra might swing towards the BJP for this election, but the assembly election following this might be key.
Yeah. So, and you know, question number 3 now. In Gujarat, can the Congress-AAP alliance prevent a third clean sweep? The BJP has been, the BJP has held Gujarat for decades now. It's in the last 2 elections, it's been a clean sweep of all the Lok Sabha seats. Can the opposition Congress-AAP alliance prevent a third clean sweep? Nikhil, your take on this. How will the Congress and the AAP fight these elections, given the fact that this is Prime Minister Modi's home turf? Home Minister Amit Shah is a candidate in tomorrow's elections. How will the opposition handle this juggernaut of the BJP in Gujarat?
So Sandeep, on Gujarat, I have a very conflicted view. If you look at the numbers and stats, I don't think the opposition alliance or any party has any chance in front of the BJP. Just the vote shares are very telling. The BJP gets 47% in 2009, 59% in 2014 and 62% in 2019.
Right.
No matter what alliance you have, Aam Aadmi Party, Congress, I don't think anybody can take any single seat from the BJP in a scenario like this.
Right.
But where I conflict myself and where I'm a little confused and perturbed about how these elections are going is what the BJP is trying to do in Surat and in Ahmedabad.
Right.
Like, I don't understand what was the need for them to have, play this game wherein the Congress party's candidates, the nomination had to be rejected, then the dummy candidate rejected, then everybody pulling out of the race, including the BSP candidate. And then now in Ahmedabad, we are hearing stories of the Hindu independent candidates being pressurized by the police to withdraw their names. I honestly, I really don't understand why does the BJP have to pull these muscle tactics. But that being said, I don't think the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party alliance can get more than a seat or 2 out of the 26. But Gujarat is a very strong dominant hold of the BJP.
Gujarat is a very strong bastion of the BJP, of course, and the BJP is already, Ajith, won 1 seat out of the 26, so it's actually a battle for 25 seats. Banuchandar, your take on this. How will the BJP improve upon its performance? 60 plus, election vote share. How will it plan to improve on this?
It's 25-0, Sandeep. We need not even talk about Gujarat. But the 2 things that we need to watch for is, one is like for the larger national strategy of the BJP. Usually, Gujarat is the testing ground. How they have treated the opposition, how they have decimated the opposition, will come into play in the third term. The second point is after Purushottam Rupala made the comment about the Kshatriyas. We do not know how the Kshatriyas will vote for the BJP. Is there some thing on that? Is something that we need to watch, but it is 25-0. Nothing to talk about.
Right, 25-0, nothing to talk about. Ajith, now we come to Madhya Pradesh. Interesting battle over there. Some heavyweight candidates, Raja, Maharaja and Mama. What's your take on this? Raja being Digvijay Singh of the Congress, Maharaja being Jyotiraditya Scindia, and of course Mama, former Chief Minister Shivraj Chauhan. What's your take on this? How important is tomorrow's election going to be for the 3 candidates?
So, if you were to purely go by the assembly election results, I think it's a clean sweep for the BJP there.
Right.
But given the fact that there's this groundswell of support, possibly for Jyotiraditya Scindia in Guna is something that needs to be looked at in greater detail. Right. Because he has held the seat for long, but then always
he lost in 2019.
Correct. So he the first time that he lost was in 2019. Right. And now he has moved to the BJP. But as we were discussing the case in Karnataka and in Maharashtra, right? So whether the voters are with the leader or with the ideology is the question there again.
Right, right. Are the voters with the leaders or the ideologies? An interesting question there. Nikhil, your take? Raja, Maharaja, Mama, who will win?
One thing where I would like to disagree with the previous panelist is that the state elections that happened and the Lok Sabha elections this time around are very different. To call a spade, the lackadaisical campaign that the Congress ran in the state elections in Madhya Pradesh is perhaps the reason why the BJP managed to get such a stronghold over the Congress. The BJP's vote share was about 48.6% and the Congress was about 40.5%.
Right.
However, this time around the difference is that there is no lack of campaigning from the Congress party or India Alliance at the national level or in Madhya Pradesh. There have been strong rallies, there has been a strong narrative, and you don't see a leader missing in action as a lot of people felt was the case during the state elections when Kamal Nath wasn't even doing half as many rallies as Shivraj Singh Chauhan was doing. Coming to the specific question on who can retain their strongholds, I think that's a very interesting battle to look at because Digvijay Singh, even though the very tall leader he was, I'm not quite sure how much ground support he holds. He's after all contesting this in this constituency after 3 decades. Jyotiraditya Scindia, I think, would have a very strong edge. He's managed to prove his mettle as somebody who is a very strong mass leader in that region. And Mamaji, I think he is going to definitely benefit from the sympathy, although there'll always be that conflict between the BJP voters also that at one place Mamaji has been sidelined by the BJP and in the other place they have to vote for Mamaji. So क्या वो Mamaji को हराने के लिए BJP को वोट करेंगे, Mamaji को जिताने के लिए BJP को वोट करेंगे? It's a little bit difficult to understand the situation there.
Banuchandar, your take on this? Raja, Maharaja, Mama. Who are you placing your bets on?
In this, it's going to be 9-on-9 for BJP. If at all the opposition had any chance of winning a seat in Madhya Pradesh, it was going to be Chhindwara. This is not going to polls now.
It's not going to
and the BJP heavyweight seats, Bhopal, Vidisha, all of this is going to poll. So it's 9-on-9 for BJP.
9-on-9 for the BJP. And finally, we come to Goa. The big question there. Goa has only 2 Lok Sabha seats, but there's a very interesting battle on in Goa. It's the richest candidate in the Lok Sabha, Pallavi Dempo, Ajith, 1,400 crore assets worth 1,400 crore she's declared worth versus a former army officer. Kiran Tare to tell us about this very interesting battle that's playing out in South Goa. Kiran, tell us who's ahead in this race. It's BJP versus Congress with a twist.
It's a very interesting battle, Sandeep. I mean, Pallavi Dempo has announced her properties at 1,400 crores. Not only 400 crores. So 1,400 crores is a very big amount, and he was a merchant navy chief. He's a captain, but not directly linked to the defense forces. But here, the battle is very interesting because 24% are the Catholic voters. The Catholics have been the traditional Congress supporters. In this case, if the BJP has fielded Pallavi Dempo with a calculation that she is a woman, good speaking, good English speaking, good Konkani connect, big industry houses, they are the mining barons, and they are the people who are running mining, shipping, media, everything is there, and their thousands of employees are her voters. This is very interesting battle. So are the employees are going to vote for her employer or they are going to vote for the Congress? That will be very interesting to watch. But here, the BJP is on a very sticky wicket because in a Hindu-dominated areas like Madgaon or Fonda, some parts of the other constituencies as well, because the part between Madgaon and Fonda, they are Hindu-dominated, but the other parts which are close to the coast, they are Christian-dominated. So between Hindus and the Christian, the fight, if the Hindu votes are divided, then Congress will have a clear edge. But if all the Christian votes are kept united and the Hindu votes are consolidated in favor of Pallavi Dempo, then the result will be.
Right, absolutely. Kiran, so thanks very much for that update there. I'd like to thank my co-panelists Nikhil Jain, Banuchandar, Ajith Vijay Kumar, my colleague Kiran Tare for giving us the roundup on tomorrow's elections. Bear well in mind that tomorrow is going to see the maximum number of heavyweights in the fray. As Kiran Tare just put it for us, it's going to be the mother of all battles, not just Baramati, across India. That's the story that we'll be tracking tomorrow as well.
Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.